Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to say thank you for coming to our presentation. It's great to see you all. Today, we are going to discuss our research paper entitled Using Mobile Technology in Student Learning and Advancing Skills. But firstly, we would like to introduce ourselves who will speak this section. My name is Atika Maifani Siregar, and next to me, Mutia Alfiana Sari, Jahroh Safanur Aini, Sifa Dwiana Sabiuning Tias, and Ramadan Kolbi Yosafikri. We are here on behalf of Nupan Ilyas, Ann Komariah, and Didi Ahmad Kurniadi. Ladies and gentlemen, the prevalence of digital technology in our daily life means that the digital generation is growing up and entering school and workplace in a digitally rich environment. Technology is gradually become a common part of student life in today's online society. The current generation of young people who have access to educational activities anytime and anywhere can develop learning methods thanks to ubiquitous digital technologies at the heart of their daily activities at school, at home, and at work in the community. This generation uses this technology to interact with others, absorb information for multiple search, participate in content creation, share information and opinions, gain knowledge from search online education and expand access, and learn in a personal learning environment use mobile device. The potential for using digital technology in higher education is based on a variety of learning experience. In ecosystem of digitally rich campus environment, student use of mobile technology in learning has increased exponentially of the past decade. The entire educational community seems to have a firm grip on mobile device, and this device increasingly provide a personal platform that facilitates connection with the world, empowering individuals with mobile technology, improve student preference for the content and process of traditional and student-centered learning methods. The diverse interests and needs of learn can be supported by the ubiquitous and multifunctional feature of mobile technology, allowing for personalized learning experience and effective interest. The use of mobile technology can contribute to positive experience both in and out of the classroom. Mobile technology for the individual student has changed the meaning of learning in and out of the classroom, infusing the learning experience with more activities and interact- interactive text. These include seeking information, actively communicating with instruction in a large class, learning to use information more interactively, sharing opinion, or working with others, creating content, conceptualizing, and design a more personalized framework. Although student use of technology has so insufficient result in academic achievement, mobile technology offers many educational opportunities that can enhance student development in higher education. Student use of mobile technology for learning purpose can create significant opportunity in a variety of situations, such as student-centered learning, personalized learning, direct learning, and student-centered learning differentiated and collaborated. Mobile technology can also facilitate activities participation and interaction in the classroom activity, discover learning, knowledge translation, learning outcomes, as well as attitude and personal performance. One of the educational goals of higher education institution is to improve student thinking skill through teaching and learning to prepare for tomorrow's society. Analytical, critical, and creative abilities as are considered higher level skill and are highly valued for preparing students for future career and future academic work. Although the use of mobile technology tends to focus on improving student academic performance in academic subjects, their higher level thinking skills are rarely studied in depth. It is uncertainly whether background identification improved research on the significant association between student mobile technology use higher order thinking skill rather than serve thinking skill. Example, remembering, recalling, and understanding information in the context of higher education. In this study, we are exposed to a relationship between student use of technology in learning and their superior thinking skill as learning outcomes, focusing on the role of activities participant of student and student effort to learn in context of higher education.
Next, we will discuss about students' personal and academic use of technology. Students' daily use of digital technology has increased the need for personalization and diversity to meet their learning need in a university setting. They tend to access information, entertain, and interact with the other actively. For the example, using mobile phone, they download and listen to music, broadcast and sell online, communicate via social media, read and create digital content to share online, and access banking service. Mobile devices are increasingly becoming universal tool and creating opportunities for students. Students are comfortable with using digital technology and adopt new technology quickly and easily. The problem today is the use of digital technology in everyday life by young people. We don't know whether they actually use technology for academic purpose in the context of higher education. Studies have reported that students efficiently bring digital technology into their school experience, but the use of such technology is not associated with school literacy. To make digital technology meaningfully and effectively for academic purpose, it is necessary to increase students' digital skill. This can be done by interacting with the other for educational purpose, managing information in digital format, and digitally retrieving useful and relevant information in daily life and training program. Students need to use technology in university courses to improve their technological competency. Thus, instructors need to actively make digital technology as part of their teaching process as well as provide advanced experiences with digital technology in learning. With support from instructors, need to invest time in studying using digital technology. In this way, incorporating digital technologies into pedagogical approaches can increase students' digital skill, which can impact academic performance at universities. Personal use of digital technology will hinder academic achievement and will not develop digital technology skill.
Strive to provide positive learning environments through the integration of technology. The aim is to improve students' thinking skills. An active learning environment that incorporates technology can make them independent learners. Students can be engaged in the learning process, developing high level thinking skills such as analyzing and synthesizing ideas, making judgment, and applying theory. Higher education can be considered successful if it teaches students to reason in context, assimilate and evaluate multiple sources of evidence, and apply these skills to solve difficult problems in the world reality through complex thinking. Student learning is not reliably measured by college GPA. However, student perception of higher order thinking skills show how much they have learned and changed during their university experiences. Researchers agree that real learning occurs when students engage in understanding the material using different strategies, such as reading deeply, combining multiple sources, discussing with others, reflecting information about broader patterns, and application of knowledge in real life contexts and situations. Deep learning is positively and strongly associated with cognitive development, especially higher order thinking. Therefore, there are concerns about the methods applied to improve students' thinking skills. Higher education institutions focus on deep learning rather than surface learning and employ strategies such as rote, rote, rote learning and copying. Higher education tends to pursue the development of higher level thinking skills through higher education, preparing students for the demand of tomorrow's society. To actively perceive their higher order thinking skills, students must be fully engaged in active learning environment in higher education. During education, students are expected to acquire disciplinary specific knowledge, higher level thinking skills, and practical and social skills. This is done by members of the university and faculty who are responsible for providing students with educational environments and opportunities to engage in learning both inside and outside the classroom. The question arises, how can students be actively engaged in learning to grow? Educational staff should engage students in higher academic endeavors to challenge their higher level cognitive processes. These activities can be integrated with appropriate technology for educational experiences. It is believed that students' level of involvement in the learning experience is directly correlated with their academic success. Researchers have studied the impact of teaching practice using technology on student engagement and outcomes in higher education. Most studies treat student use of technology and positive learning outcomes as an experimental phase. Instructors tend to give well-designed instruction and actively apply strategies that incorporate technology to facilitate student motivation and learning motivation. Well-planned instruction that incorporate technology keeps students engaged, performing, and ultimately successful. The use of technology in enhanced learning experiences, such as discussion, problem solving, creativity, and staging activities, can be seen as facilitating the development of student increased awareness. However, a simple technology approach didn't significantly predict or explain how technology integration correlates with positive learning outcomes. This makes it difficult to understand the link between technology use and learning outcomes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this section presents the research model and hypothesis. To investigate the supportive effects of technology in courses on undergraduate student achievement, our model suggests that the use of digital technology in learning has an influence on higher level thinking skills through students' academic efforts and their active participation in the classroom. About higher order thinking skills. Generally, higher order thinking requires more cognitive processing than other types of thinking. Lower level thinking is considered to include remembering, recalling, and understanding information. Higher level thinking skills include creative, critical thinking, and problem solving. Recently, these skills have been recognized as essential in preparing students for future careers and further academic work. Students must develop out-of-the-box thinking skills to function effectively, both academically and professionally. Different learning outcomes, for example, like GPA, retention, personal and social development, are more associated with higher order thinking strategies than with traditional learning methods, such as surface learning. Students are expected to demonstrate academic ability and achieve impressive results as evidence of their success at the college level. Therefore, it is important to examine students' active participation and learning efforts to determine the impact of higher level thinking skills. Using mobile technology in learning. The academic use of technology refers to the ways in which students apply technology for learning purposes. The growing interest in the use of personal digital technology in higher education has created a new area of discussion about its impact on students' educational activities. Technology and its latest advancements have become essential. One particularly notable shift in student technology use followed undergraduates reduced desktop use in favor of personal technologies such as laptops, tablets, and smartphones, and also their ownership of handheld mobile devices has increased due to proliferation of mainstream technology. This phenomenon can be explained by the bring your own devices, or we can call it BYOD model, which refers to students bringing their personal devices to school to engage in learning. Students can be online to access information anytime, anywhere, and the functionality of mobile technology increases the potential for different types of teaching and learning scenarios. The use of technology increased students' classroom participation rates, their interest in learning, and their motivation to perform. Undergraduates may use mobile technology to access academic services, applications, and websites to view academic progress, course information, and other organizational services. An example, audits, maths, etc. Check grades, view a course or syllabus, enter a course or learning management system, or access library resources. Students can also use mobile technology to engage in active learning, for example, through classroom interactions using a game-based student feedback system. Students who use technology to learn tend to be more successful. Technology use has also contributed to their literacy and information processing abilities. Research has examined the relationship between technology use in college and academic performance. Therefore, we form the following hypotheses, such as hypothesis 1 or H1, the use of mobile technology or MA in learning positively influences active participation in lessons, or we can call it AE. Hypothesis 2 or H2, the use of mobile technology MA in learning positively affects higher order thinking or HS skills. The H3 or hypothesis 3, the use of mobile technology or MA in learning positively affects learning effort or LE. Now about active participation in lessons. Students' active involvement in learning includes psychological and behavioral involvement through constructivist learning methods such as academic effort, skill, high-level thinking skills, and engaging the effective teaching practices. Therefore, higher-order thinking skills are not automatically enhanced. Instead, students should participate in educational activities to improve these skills. Participation indicates to the extent to which students actively participate in educational activities that can lead to a high quality of learning for students to develop higher order cognitive processes by participating in course activities. They must be highly engaged and exert considerable effort in learning. We consider active attendance or EA to be helpful in the relationship between technology use and higher order thinking skills. Therefore, we make the following hypothesis also in hypothesis 4 or H4, which is actively participating in lessons or AE, positively also affects students' thinking skills or HS. And also we have hypothesis 5 or H5, which is active participation in lesson or AE, positively affects student learning efforts or LE. Now we'll explain also about efforts to learn and the relations of it. Efforts to learn are considered an important prerequisite for student success in learning. Learning effort refers to learners' willingness to engage in demanding situations before initiating learning actions, and it acts as a link between the motivational and cognitive aspects of learning volume. Research shows a strong link between learning effort and learning outcomes. Schumann, etc., and Rao and also Duran provided evidence for a relationship between students' level of effort and improvement in their academic performance. Franklin found that the equality of college students' efforts in their academic pursuits positively affects students' learning and perception of high-level thinking skills become higher. The academic effort is considered a potential predictor of higher order thinking skills. However, academic effort, as measured by time spent studying, only significantly affects learning outcomes under limited conditions, as student performance is collectively determined by many factors such as school attendance participation, learning environment, study skills, previously acquired knowledge and skills, individual competencies, and educational resources. A student's development of higher level thinking skills as a learning outcome can be directly influenced by academic effort, indicating the total time spent preparing, reviewing, practicing, and preparing, and also reviewing before going to class. Therefore, we make the following hypothesis also, like hypothesis 6 or H6, such as learning effort or LE, that positively affects higher order thinking skills or HS. And now about data collection and measurements. An online survey plan was used to collect data. A model was recruited from a private university in a metropolitan area in West Java. Students were asked to click on a link in the email, which led to online questionnaire. Respondents are allowed to withdraw their participation at any time during the completion of the online survey. Research data were collected as part of a larger study focused on the quality of higher education. The students voluntarily participated in the study. In the end, we've collected 656 valid answers. For the study, we used subjects with personal technology, an example, smartphone or tablet. Of the subjects, 306 or equal 67.1% were male and 150 is or 32.9% were female. In the sample, 30.9% or equal 9 equal 11 were freshmen. 20.2%, which is n equal 92, were sophomores. 18.9%, which is n equal 86 were juniors, 30.0%, which is an equal 137 is a senior. Students participated in different, I repeat, 18.9%, which is n equal 86 were juniors, and 30.0%, which is n equal 137 is a senior. The students participated in different disciplines, which is 16.2% studied humanities, which is n equal 7. Social science is 20.2%, which is n equal 92. Natural science 1.5%, which is n equal 66. And also 8.9% technical, which is n equal 223. And another is 0.2%, which is n equal 1. Okay, an online survey was developed to measure variables in larger studies. The survey has 4 subsections, including context, student engagement, school characteristics, and technology use. For this study, we adapted the literature from 2 sections on context and use of technology. We used the survey to gather demographic information, frequency of use of technology for lessons, increased levels of higher level thinking skills, and effort learning power of students in the form of variables of interest. Participants was asked to answer one question. How often did you use mobile technology? In example, smartphone, iPad, or GTAB during the year recently? Let me continue. These 8 related factors, such as 1, find information related to the course content, 2, create a memo after reading the document, 3, prepare a presentation, 4, use files in cloud storage, 5, taking notes for study, and 6, communication with the facilitator, an example, answering questionnaires, submitting comments, and 7, sharing information or documents, and the last 8 is collaboration, an example, Google document. 8 sections were developed through a review of the existing literature in the search of number 97 and 67 and 68. Participants responded using a 4-point Likert style scale as follows: 1 equal never, 2 is rarely, 3 is occasionally, and 4 is often. A student's academic effort includes the effort a student puts into his or her schoolwork or academic performance. How is average for courses as an indicator of student effort are a good predictor of a student achievement according to search number 64. To test the academic effort of college students, participants were asked to report the number of hours they studied each week for all of their classes. The 2 variables are the average number of hours studied per week before and after each week. The items that measure class hours are as follows. A, how many hours a week do you usually study before going to class? And B, how many hours per week do you usually study after school? Response options range from 0 equal 0 hours, 1 to 5 hours, 2 6 to 10 hours, and more up to 8 more than 30 hours per week. To measure active participation in lessons, we applied 4 items from the NSSE tool related to one of the standards, learning active and cooperative. This examines the level of student engagement in the classroom and the extent to which they collaborate with other students and in and out of the classroom. Based on factor analysis, we accepted 4 items from the original 7-item scale from the original benchmarks. Items are dealt with in terms of frequency: 1, asking questions in class or contributing to class discussion; 2, introducing a class; 3, working with other students on projects in the classroom; and 4, outside the classroom. Regarding higher order thinking skills, we adopted 4 items, namely analysis, synthesis, application, and judgment. 4 items from the National Association for Educational Research, according to search number 69. Sections focus on student engagement in deep learning. The main question asks the following: to what extent has your in-depth learning, such as analyzing, synthesizing, and organizing, and also applying and making judgments, increased by taking courses during the academic year? And the 4 characteristics of deep learning examined are: 1, analysis of an idea, experience, or theory; 2, synthesize and organize ideas, informations, or experiences; 3, applying theories or concepts to real-life problems or new situations; and 4, make an assessment of the value or correctness of the information or argument.
On the influence of undergraduate student use of mobile technology on their higher thinking skill through their active participation and learning effort. As students increasingly use mobile technology for learning purposes, it is important to understand the educational impact of this technology on the student learning experience. The study predicts that student use of mobile technology in the classroom will benefit their interaction and perception of high-level thinking skill. The result of the PLS-SEM analysis support 5 out of 6 proposed hypotheses, H1, H2, H4, H5, and H6. Our results show that the use of mobile technology for academic work support the recommendation of our research model regarding mediating student active participation in learning activities and learning effort. That is, student use of mobile technology in learning positively affect their perception of their higher order thinking skill. Based on the experimental results, several main conclusions emerged. First, the positive effect of using mobile technology in learning on active participation in a lesson can be understood as students using mobile technology to engage in learning, actively learn and collaborate with student and teacher in the classroom, as well as to retrieve the learning reference needed to complete pre and post course tasks. This result is consistent with through the studies showing a positive impact of using mobile technology for active learning participation in academic activities. However, the use of technology in a course doesn't always guarantee a positive impact on learning and performance. Rashid and Asgar explained that the negative relationship between technology use and learning outcome can be triggered by unreliable technology use or too frequent use of technology, can lead to distraction and lack of time for study tasks. The result of this study indicate that students who actively use mobile technology for their academic work are more likely to engage in class, as they are better prepared for classroom activities due to focus on using mobile technology. Second, student use of mobile technology in learning was predictive of their higher thinking skill. According to Chan, Wan, and Co., student active cooperative learning experience mediate the relationship between interaction through technology and academic performance. Student perception of their higher order thinking skill measure what they have learned and developed cognitively through learning from their learning experience. The development of student cognitive skill is facilitated when discussing with others, reflecting on their knowledge and information, and applying knowledge to deepen their learning experience. Poorly designed or superficial approaches to academic mobility technology use are not effectively associated with learning outcome, especially higher level thinking skill. From this perspective, it makes sense for them to actively participate in classroom activities through appropriate instructor support and peer interaction for collective participation. Third, the use of mobile technology in learning the predict learn effort in our model. However, academic effort significantly predict higher order thinking skill. The result of H3 on the insignificant association between the use of mobile technology and learning effort take into account student perception of the effective use of technology for learning when performing the tasks preparatory and post-course work. This result implies that students may not clearly perceive the use of technology in learning as a learning behavior. Therefore, it may be necessary to consider the circumstances that govern student perception of the use of mobile technology in learning, such as spending time studying or attempting to improve their learning outcome. However, learning with technology can improve student learning motivation and increase their interest in academic work. Although academic effort didn't completely influence the relationship between the use of mobile technology in learning and higher order thinking skill, we found that student learning effort did affect their cognitive skill. This caused them to spend more time studying. However, some argue that technology should be used in the classroom with caution, as it can be disruptive or distracting and therefore can pose a threat to students and faculty. The study also had some limitations, especially its methodology. Firstly, the study is limited in sample selection and sample representativeness in terms of super method application and respondent selection, respectively. Although we attempt to collect the sample taking into account the demographic of West Java University students, we included on volunteer as respondents were recruited via campus email. Therefore, there is still the possibility of coverage and sampling error. Second, data is collected through self-assessment. Therefore, the result may be particularly inadequate for measuring cognitive connection or performance. Future studies should therefore evaluate participation cognitive measure. In addition, caution should be exercised when interpreting results based on the point of view of discussion and discovery rather than overgeneralizing. This limitation can be overcome by further research taking into account the characteristics of the student sample. In summary, student use of mobile technology in learning can positively predict their higher level thinking skill, directly or indirectly, through active student participation, the entire courses and study effort. In the model, structural factors were found to play an important role, indicating that mobile technology integrated into lesson should include immediate variable to provide a better learning experience. This discovery could help educators design courses that facilitate the assessment of learning outcome through the use of mobile device.
Thank you for your great attention to join the presentation. Thank you very much for your participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.